All right. Imagine this. It's a nice, crisp Monday morning, and you walk into class. You know, it goes well, and then your teacher at the end of class says, you're going to have a test on Wednesday. Well, there's two ways you can go about this. You can not study, or you can study. Let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to study. So then you get with a group of friends in the class, and you meet at, I don't know, Del Taco, and you say, we're going to start studying. You get some tacos, everything is good. So then, like, halfway through, you just zone out while everybody else is studying. You're just, like, watching, you know, acknowledging them study. When that test comes on Wednesday, you're not going to be very prepared. I don't think you are going to have the knowledge to pass that test. So, naturally, I disagree with this quote by Yogi Berra. You can observe a lot by just watching. I don't think you can observe a lot by just watching, and I've got two examples. 16 is a beautiful age. What can you do? You can get your license. I got my license when I was 16, not by watching, but by doing. I got behind the car, I drove, you know, pedals and everything. I don't think you could do that by just watching somebody drive. You might hit somebody. And my next example is one that relates to me personally, actually. I didn't want to pay someone to fix like control arms on my truck. So what I did is I said, Dad, can you help me with this? And I did the work. He's pretty mechanical. I'm not very mechanical, but I did the work while he was telling me, you know, certain steps, what to do. This is how you do it. But I didn't just watch him tell him. I didn't just watch him do it. I had to personally do it myself. And I think that in life there's two types of learners. You can learn by doing or you can learn by seeing, but I think the majority is by doing. And that is why you cannot observe a lot by just watching. You have to physically do it, and I stand strongly in that. You've never heard that?
Well, I like the visualization you have at the beginning of this speech. You know, it is a little obvious, but it worked. Your point of view was pretty good. You can take a disagreeing point of view on that. I thought that was reasonable, although maybe a little disrespectful to the recently deceased Yogi Berra. I think there needs to be a little bit more planning on what the structure is going to be. You've got an okay example, but there's not as much detail in it as you would like. And when you tell the story, I'm sure it's more interesting when you're telling it to your friends at lunch or when you're hanging out than it was just now. And I think that you want to make it that kind of interesting story. Add some details. Maybe take an occasional side trip or two to make it interesting and remind us about why this is something that's compelling to listen to. I can just kind of see you sort of checking things off as you're going through it. It's okay, but I think it needs to be developed, like I said, a little bit more. Delivery issues, you project very well. I think there's good variety in your tone. When you watch the speech back, you'll notice that the pacing issues come up. They're not consistent about how fluid you are, and you start stretching things out whenever there's doubt. You can tell that you're going from 3 words a second to 2 words a second, and suddenly it seems like, oh, I'm gonna, and there's even a couple of times when it slows down a little bit more than that. So that'll be noticeable. Gestures are a little bit limited. By the way, you'll notice that you'll hear the clicking of the keys 2 or 3 times during the speech, one of those things you want to watch out for. We didn't talk about accessories that much. Generally, I haven't seen a lot of problems with those lately, but those are kinds of things that sometimes people aren't aware of, that their earrings dangle, or that their keys are making noises, or they're playing with their tie or something like that. I didn't see anybody playing with their tie today, so that worked out pretty well. All right, now at the end, I thought you reminded us of the point that you were trying to make, which is a good way to finish up. So, end confidently and strongly. All right.